Hey everyone, it's Mindy Hahne, the Midwest premier sports handicapper, coming to you from TonySpix.com and the half of the morning show duo, The Morning Steam with Ramon Scott. But hope you enjoy this free pick video from our show. Be sure to click in the link in the description for our best bets. Now here is the pick.
Start with the Clippers and the Heat. And, when we talked about the Clippers in that game yesterday, certainly, Mindy, the line reflected that the two stars looked like they would be playing. The Clippers ended up actually getting out to a big
Clippers
lead
had their
for us.
blown save, right? Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah. Continue, Ramon.
That was the best
have
one-liner we've ever had. Oh boy, yeah, the Clippers had a blown save. All right, ended up losing the game in overtime, and they had they had the cover. It seemed like almost on wraps, through most of the game. So big there. That's just goes to show you. I mean, when you have the top player coming back, I mean, there's going to be fitness issues, fitness questions, right? Going the distance, that type of thing. And now here you have a back-to-back game, so you wonder. I mean, can these guys even get out there and play? Tonight, will they play? Right? They might be right back on the bench tonight against these guys in the Heat. They're not doing anything special. They're from one of the worst spread teams around this season, with having a crummy start that they're having to, work through their own injury issues. So Jared comes in. He's got to play for us. What do you got to say about this one?
Well, I mean, I might be looking at it a little bit, differently, because the Clippers are 6-1 against the spread in the last 7. They're also 5-0 against the spread in Miami. I mean, I think this, may be, definitely a spot here for the Heat to go ahead and win this game. But I like the points here in this one, plus 4.5. I mean, Clippers still scoring 115 points a game over the last 2. If I look at their rolling average, Clippers shoot 2% better from the field. I know that's not a lot, but they also, shoot better from 3 here as well. And the Heat only scoring 94 points a game. I don't know. I like the Clippers here in this one.
Yeah, I can't do it after what I saw last night. I feel dirty. I mean, it was so disappointing. And now to expect, and I agree. I mean, I agree. I mean, the Clippers are, they have been able to get some numbers. Miami's, terrible, 3-9-1 against the spread at home. But it just, to me, I'm just, you know, failing to see the Clippers coming back to back after they just squandered this huge lead against the Orlando Magic.
Right.
And we know the Magic. I mean, hey, I'd rather, I like watching the Magic. Actually, it's too bad they're not that great, but there, Dave said it right there. That's the big difference, and we don't know because Jimmy Butler is questionable for tonight. It does make a big difference. Now, I'm not chiding into Dave because he's been a great contributor. I just think it's a valid point that Dave's making. But it's our job right now to determine what we think as handicappers about the personnel and whether they're going to play or not, because the line is up there. They always say, well, with players out, the limits are, well, I don't know. I mean, if you're a limit player, well, but look, I appreciate everyone thinks we have a great show here, but, probably is not the best place for, people betting limits, watching us just toss out free picks. But it is our job to try to determine right now what we think the personnel will do. Mindy and I agree. One thing we talked about yesterday was trying to, a lot of times basing our plays on a team algorithm, whether it's just going to be a good night or a bad night, traveling in, determining these situations. And that's kind of what I'm equating in this is that I'm the Clippers. I just had a huge lead against the Orlando Magic, and now I'm coming in here. And the line, by the way, I mean, let me just clean it up. I'll give Mindy more points. Might as well do the show like properly I'm supposed to do. It's 6, 213.5, and maybe it'll even go higher. Like I said, there's no injury status right now on the two Clippers stars. But when do we ever see these guys, play in a back to back. So Jared says he's talking about his totals, and he's got this one way under. Man,
Yeah. Then
I
I have
wasn't.
Rodney though. Rodney, he said he took a shot with the Clippers at +5, so he liked them. I mean, there's a lot to be said. Again, we talk about Vegas. They go ahead and they base their information on not knowing whether or not players are going to be in or out, and so that's already put in there into that 6 number. So I mean, it's going to be dictated once we find out for sure who's in and who's out.
Oh yeah, for sure. And again, that's what I want to make the point that I want to make. And again, I'm not making a handicapping lesson. I mean, you guys are you really. I mean, to a certain extent, you guys know more than I do about team and personnel. I'm talking about not just Mindy. I'm talking about everyone in the chat. I'm a guy who sits here and stares at an odds screen all day with TweetDeck over here and a database. 3 or 5 databases over here of different uh, projections and numbers on my information, and that's my life.
And
Don't
Steam,
feel
yeah.
sorry for me. I mean, I think I love it. I don't want to go anywhere else. But um, again, when we're talking about the personnel that's going to play, sometimes it's just our job to try to determine whether or not it's a good spot. The personnel, it's all baked into the line, as far as so if you want to wait, I respect that. We've got to make the play right now. Mindy says she wants to take the Clippers in this one. I'm not sure I can get on board due to those things that I just said. Great comments in the chat. Didn't mean to spend so much on this game, Mindy. And I
No,
am
but it
actually going
dictates
to.
the way that we handicap. I mean, I handicap different than you do. Jared uses his algorithm, Crush and Blake and Dave. I mean, they all handicap a little bit different. And so that's why it's nice when we can go ahead and use our different styles to handicap to gang up on Vegas and win some cash every day.
Right. I think it just harkens to something. I think Tony was saying it on one of the shows that when a player's announced out, it's always the public perception. For example, this is a tough game because you have Butler, the star for Miami, and you have the two. Well, I'll just say Paul George at this point for the Clippers. But you say, "Oh, Paul George isn't playing, so take
Yeah,
Miami," or the moves on
automatically.
Miami or whatever. And that we see it time and time again. That's not always a determining factor, and the line is already adjusted. We're not beating the odds makers to the punch on there. All right, let's get ready to move on. But I am taking the over in this game. By the way, 6 straight meetings between these two have gone over, including and Clippers have gone over in their last 4 road games, right, including last night's crazy overtime game against Orlando. So I think I'm actually uh, disagreeing with someone in there. I think I actually have a couple of people disagreeing with me in the chat there. So Cages did say over, but it was Scotch that said under.
And
And
Jared,
also Jared has this one at 200. So Jared, if I know you know what you're doing, but if I've got this algorithm 200 and a 215, man, that's a strong play. I'll just say that's a strong play for you, and I think you know that. So, but I will be over in this game. And Mindy, you are on the Clippers. Okay, that was more of a philosophical discussion, I think, with that game.
So thanks for watching, and make sure you get over to the Tony'sPicks.com website right now and check out our All Cappers tab where you can purchase some of our own personal picks. And be sure to go ahead and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Okay, have fun. Watch another video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.